you say
Don't take yourself away from us, Jax.
I would feel so honored if someone said that. I'd feel so flattered they'd flatter me into staying. I'm just kidding, but I'm dead serious. It's happened before, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but it might happen again someday.
Oh, snap.
See?
But let's see.
Oh, here we are. We're already live. Way to go.
Oh, there's your
I
echoing
just
laughter.
didn't even say anything, and I'm like over here talking out of my ass.
I was like, should I say so? No.
And here's the thing about my deepest, darkest secret.
Oh my God, yes.
How's your guys' day been?
The thumbnail to this video is amazing already. And what's up, Christy? My day has been good so far, great so far, actually. I'm personally ready to knock out all my responsibilities. And
that's good. You're gonna knock out all your responsibilities. Just gonna start knocking people out. I'm not responsible if you're unconscious.
Right.
But yeah, good times. Oh yeah,
so
this is a good
responsible
thumbnail.
now.
We are. We're all going gray before your eyes. Metaphorically.
All right. What?
Oh, are you guys sharing it out? That's probably what I should have been doing this past 30 seconds. I'm just like, I was like, what are Ari and Michael doing?
Yep. Sharing is caring.
Yes, it is.
Mike, did you put the link for Jax's website for if they need to or want to purchase reading or anything like that?
No, in fact, let me do that. That's what I was forgetting to do. Same website, right?
Yes.
Jax. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final Divine Trine weekly horoscope. This is the Divine Trine.
I love how drawn out. Are you thinking about it, like what you're gonna say as you're saying it?
Just being facetious. But yeah, I mean, this is not the end, but it's going to lead to a new beginning. So
it's just not going to be weekly anymore. It's just going to be whenever we have time.
Our spores have spread, and new projects are beginning.
Mm-hmm.
To that.
Like a weed, but with divine intention.
Like we'll say like a vine instead of a weed.
Yes, like ivy.
Yes, like ivy. The good kind, not the poison kind.
Well, yeah.
And by the way, I like your hair, Jax. I can see that it's growing out, and you have a little bit of blonde going on right there.
There's a bit of blonde going on. Because I was in Florida and I got these super blonde streaks, and I've been in Illinois for like a week and a half now, and it's like started to darken again. My hair just does whatever surroundings I'm in. So.
And then of course we have Mike with his new digs.
Great floor.
Apartment. Please don't tell anybody where you live.
No. A lot of people were like, because I made the Dylan roof video, and I tagged my apartment, and they're like, take your location off. I'm like, no, yeah. I want people to think I still live there. So okay. So they show up there. They don't know where to find me. But it's had to play a Gemini chick there.
Question, Mike. When is the second boss battle to start?
Oh, great question. All right, let me share my screen real quick. Don't mind the tabs. In fact, I'm gonna just make one tab. So yeah.
You consider Libra or Capricorn the second boss battle?
It is definitively Libra, my friend. So we just finished the first boss battle. This was Cancer season. It was more emotional, subconscious. It was an internal thing. That we're gonna see this externalized end of November into December. The third and final boss battle of 2020 is Capricorn season, and the most important boss battle is Libra, the second one. Is this 2010? I was about to say, okay, because that's like Saturn's in Libra. What the fuck? Damn. So yeah, okay, here's the full moon right here. So the full moon actually kicks it off because we're starting to have full moons. We had 2 Cancer new moons, so we're starting to have full moons before we have new moons. And this started Leo. So with the full moon in Aquarius, happy full moon, by the way, guys. And yeah, so this opposition with Libra and Aries is okay, so by this point we've harnessed greater abilities and understanding of what direction we're going into. And so this is the phase where it's like everything you've decided the first boss battle about your position to stand against whatever threats or bosses showed up. Now you're bringing that socially to other people, and it's like, okay, who's on my team? Think of it like an RPG, and you have to like recruit people to your team if it's Final Fantasy. And what I didn't realize when I said that before was, holy shit, elections are like right after this. So this is what people are gonna do to like recruit people to their side. And so the full moon is gonna start that process off, and like from the moon in Aries to the moon in Cancer is like, okay, this is who I am based on what I'm ready to bring to other people. And then from the full moon in Cancer to the new moon in Libra, this is now integrating that with other people, so that once we come into the new moon, bam, we're at that square, and that square to Capricorn in opposition to Mars retrograde is the second boss battle. And all this Capricorn energy is direct, and it's pretty much like so the full moon in Aries to the new moon in Libra is pretty much recruitment phase. And then after the recruitment, you have that final battle. It's going to be your team versus another team that's recruited, and whatever team wins goes to the final boss battle, which is kind of redundant to say because everyone has their own perspective, but this is
that's so lined up with my upcoming plans, though. I feel so like it feels so clandestine now.
Right. And it's going to reveal like it's going to ultimately reveal true colors, because it's like you have a lot of people who are saying what they're saying. You have a lot of people who say what they say because they don't want to be ostracized. I'm just going to use Trump as an example. And people who might be afraid to vote for Trump, or people who might have not been saying anything, right? Or acting like, oh yeah, I'm on the fence with him. Whole time they're gonna vote for this dude. They just don't want to say anything. And so this is what's gonna bring up that type. That's why it's gonna be so dramatic, because a lot of people are like, what, really, you, or that's what you believe? And it's like, you're on this person's, you're working with this person, and it's all the cardinal energy is gonna force people's actions to,
Interesting. Yeah, I was starting sort of a secret campaign to vote Ari into office, actually.
I'm with it.
I really thought that this is what the world needs.
A totalitarian regime, and so
yes, I'm all for that. Yes.
Oh wait,
my Virgo rising is gonna take over, and she's gonna be like, "Do as I say, only." Like
my Cap Moon is like, yeah,
like you're wrong, I'm right. Let's get this straight, okay? Right now. All right, I'm always right, you're always wrong, and just listen to me all the time.
A public execution to the pedos.
Right. Yeah. And then my Pisces moon's gonna be like, but we have to be one with each other, and then cry about it and stuff like that. And so, yeah, no. No, I think it's really important to understand basing things on logic and reason. Why is it that people have a dislike or disdain over a person they have never met before in their life? They will never meet ever. and have never personally had a conversation with, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's really important to understand the games that are being played in the public eye with politicians. We don't know these people personally. We've never met them. We'll never meet them. And why should we invest our emotions and time into trying to either promote or even, you know, eliminate these people when, again, rationally speaking, we have never met them ever, and we don't know who they truly are at all. And so that's what I always see this as, is kind of like you're wasting your time when you're emotionally invested, especially in a negative way, on hating someone so much that you've never ever sat with them or talked to them, and or even understood that they're playing a game, you know. And that's what it is. Politics is a game, and people don't realize that. And it's sad, it's really sad to see that our world doesn't realize these games that these humans are playing, you know. It's just, it's really important for us to see beyond what we're being fed and programmed to believe, you know. And it's really, that's what the age of Aquarius is going to bring to us, is the reality and the truth that everything's a program. Everything has been monetized. Everybody has been tricked into believing something that is not real. And so that's what I got to say about politics.
And I think we just, I was gonna say, I think to add on with what you said, I think we've been so conditioned to like give a fuck about people who we don't even know. And so that kind of promotes gossip culture. And like news stories are all about opinion pieces about other people, the other people kind of like what they do, and that invites people to now share their opinion when none of our business. So
yeah, it's insane. It's happening like every single day, and people just act like it's normal.
Like it's normal. Yes.
There's nothing normal about it. It's like so
like they're
unhealthy.
entitled.
It's
like they're entitled.
Yeah.
It's really
crazy.
unhealthy. It's definitely like if we're allowing ourselves to be so driven by negativity and negative emotions, and it's all based on what people are influencing us to believe, then we are ourselves still following somebody else's lead and not being the leaders that we're supposed to be. And so that's one of the most important things that I found with just stepping back and stepping out of like this fiction that we live in, you know, and so that we can see the bigger picture and what's really going on, and all the games, you know, that people are being manipulated to play. And so it's really important to see that as like a kind of outsider looking in, and detach from what's going on. Especially emotionally speaking, it's like emotionally invested people tend to get sick easily when they have negative emotions that they're investing in more than anything else. Like they know that stress causes illness. They know that fear causes illness, and therefore that's what they're playing. That's the card that they're playing on us. And so it's really important for us to step back and actually see the truth for what it is.
And I think there's just so much more truth being revealed. It's amazing how, you know, certain forces have to rely on fallacies and you know, tarnishing or smearing someone's image just to make you not really focus on, you know, the facts or the truth, or at least to have you doubt it. So, I mean, I think how we respond to this and how we're like dealing with it is we're so busy in the moment, you know, responding and reacting. We might have to look back in hindsight as like how quickly and rapidly we've been developing during this period, which is also super awesome. So there's that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And you know, it's funny because there are several people in the audience who are observing right now, and they're kind of getting emotionally like, you know, invested in our conversation too. And so it's kind of like, step back and see what's really happening. Like, what is this teaching you right now?
Right.
If you are feeling negative towards what we're saying, what is it teaching you about yourself right now? What lessons do you have to learn about your personality, and why, and where's this trigger coming from?
Right.
Like, where did it come from? Like, period. Where is the beginning and the root cause of it?
Because you'll have people react to words as if someone raped a child. Like, how dare you say that and speak your opinion on your own free platform? And it's like, what the fuck? Like, did I do something wrong? Like, why am I getting demonized?
The responsibility of freedom.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. It does have a price.
Exactly.
That's for sure. And I would say stepping into this week, let me actually share the screen again, because I mean, there's just so much cracknificent activity that is finna get lit. More specific. Finna.
There's not a T in it.
Finta. We finta get lit.
Oh, has there been a T this whole time? Okay, I thought it was T. I'm embarrassed now.
No. I think they're variations. I think I'm fin too, and then I'm fin. So I'm learning.
I could hardly keep up with the first one. Okay. Well.
That's about to be my new single, Finna. I'm Finna this. or Finta for the international version. So yeah, this week we're starting this week off with the full moon, guys. And this full moon in Aquarius to me is actually charging your solar being. So like Leo is the heart that activates the first 4 zodiac signs before we manifested in Virgo, and I feel like this moon in Aqua is like the Shazam call, or like the electricity you plug into the source, and then we're harvesting the rest of this week, coming into the full knowledge of our enhanced abilities, because this is still a working narrative. So I mean, outside of that, we know Leo is a social sign, so this is definitely like the moon's going to end in Aries, so this is going to provide not only proper clearing for us to really transform a lot of how we see into ourselves and like tap into our heart's wisdom, but Venus is also going to enter Cancer, so this is going to make very romantic or bring together important unions or connections with people, which is very important. I feel like us doing this now while Venus is on the North Node is great testament and proof that we're going through this portal together, because a lot of the people who you're connecting with, talking to, with Venus on the North Node, these are people who are going to be in your life forever, for a long time. You know, you're going to step into this portal and signal with them. So definitely very, very important to this week is going to reveal to you the ultimate truth of your connections with people, and the quincunx it's making to Capricorn is going to transform these dynamics to prepare for, you know, very deep unions to establish themselves. We know the Venus in Cancer is the 2 of Cups of the Tarot. So I feel like that moon in Aquarius is like the electricity to feel to your heart. And now for the rest of this Leo transit coming into the new moon, we're charging our phone, and then that new moon in Leo is like, turn it on. And if not the other way around. So very exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, it's like one big purification process. It definitely feels like there's no false energies that can survive that, unless you like intentionally let it. Like, you essentially have to enable like a lot of toxicity in order to keep that toxic energy around you, because it's going to illuminate really clearly like who's there and who isn't, and to what degree. you know, like people, even people with good intentions versus people who have like a divine connection to your overall path, you know, like the long-term path, or maybe even like the goal that you're aiming at. It feels like that's going to be separated, like really crystal clear in front of our eyes.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of dropping away of old ties, and of course, new beginnings with new people who are more in alignment with your path and with the future that you're trying to create together. So it's really important to really utilize this time to really understand what you want to create and how you're going to go about it as well, because you have a lot of people who might have this idea of what they want to do or what they're here for, like soul mission wise, but they just don't know, or they haven't reached out to the right group yet, or they just don't know who they can reach out to. And it's really important for you as a soul who is on a similar mission as those who you feel you're in alignment with, to really do some, I would say, really invest and investigate the people who you feel you should, you know, work with or whatnot, because that's how we stop that toxicity that Jax was talking about too. Like, it's kind of like the cycles and lessons that we are supposed to learn, but also if you've learned it already, why would you want to cycle, you know, through it again, you know? And that's what's important. So that's what I, at least in my personal, you know, experience, that's what I've done. Like, I've noticed my patterns and my cycles, and then I was able to just ask, you know, introspectively ask myself, what's really happening here? Like, am I really in alignment with this person, or is it just like temporary, you know, things like that. And so it's really important for us to evaluate that and what we actually want to create in the future, of course, and in the present moment too.
Which it'll be, I feel like after oh nice, appreciate you, Jeff. I feel like after the moon kind of, like, it's in Aquarius now, we're gaining knowledge of the heart, then it's going to go into Pisces, which is going to you know, release this cycle, transform a lot. And I feel like once it goes into Aries, it's this warrior king vibe. It's like we're ready to charge forward for real. And steps, because the Cancer season energy, we had to, like, we were squaring it, so we had to make sure, is this what we really want to do? And now Leo season, it's just like charge on forward. Like, I don't give a damn if you think Dr. Stella Emanuel is a sham. She's a sniper in the kingdom of God, bitch. Like, get ready.
Yo, she's really passionate about her stuff. And you know what? Good for her. This is something that she is passionate about because she's here to do, you know, that. You know, she's here to influence the change in, you know, perspective, especially about spirituality and how it coincides with science. And so it really is important for us to at least open ourselves up to understanding where she's coming from, you know?
Right,
and so that's what I feel is really important. It's like, there's things that happened before, you know, the medical establishment as well as the pharmaceutical companies even existed, you know. Humans have actually survived this long without them, right? And so it's kind of like going back to understanding what's the natural, you know, remedies, like what's the medicines of our tribes and our even, you know, cultures and things like that, and getting back to that and connecting in that way with ourselves as well as with our ancestors. And that's what she as a person represents as well, because she's coming from I forgot what country she's from, but from Africa, I think. Is she, or is she from the islands? I forgot.
I'm not sure.
She's from West Africa.
Okay, and so
if she's not from Nigeria, probably Ghana or something.
Yeah, and she's bringing that tradition, you know, to her faith and understanding of the spirit realm into a medical practice. And so it's just it's not something that a lot of people who are scientifically inclined like, and because it's not proven facts, or it's not, you know, oh, it's right there, I can see it and it's as proof, you know. And so that's why it's so controversial of what she says, because you know, they're just not open to it right now. They're just like, no, this is not how things go.
No, but it's more fascinating kind of to just note how that has nothing to do with the 350 people that she cured. The more,
yeah, exactly.
right, yeah. The more important thing, I mean, what people are bringing up now is like, okay, she hasn't released the test results yet, and people are saying that it's not conclusive enough to really conclude that it works. But I really just feel at this point it's rhetoric. It's just like jargon back and forth. I was just more amazed to see, and this is why you need to read between the lines, because people want to bring up the Capricorn system is criticizing the Leo energy with, well, this, that, kind of to deflect it. But the purpose of Leo season is to stand up in courage. And in Leo season, we saw a group of professionals stand at a summit and courageously speak out. And so that's what lets you know they were in integrity, you know, despite a lot of the stuff to undermine them, whether they were sponsored by the Tea Party, which in and of itself is not a bad thing. So I don't know why people are acting like, see, it's just all red herring. So like, you want to read between the lines, like these are people who are living up to the Leo lesson. And so it's interesting to see all the opposition against it. Even if the claims are not 100% factual, but I have no reason to doubt it, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, there's others like research actually conducted on it, you know, like out there. European and Asian countries have done extensive research on this. And it's not just the fact that they are just dismissing it. It's more like they're just in disbelief, you know, like they're just like, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it because we are focusing on a vaccine and that's what we want to invest our money and our focus on. And so that the public, you know, takes it, you know, that's like kind of like a forceful thing.
It is. And someone's getting paid billions and trillions of dollars. So I just don't see how they would want anything to get in the way of that bag. They're about to, the insurance company is about to get paid. Actually, company's about to get paid.
A lot of investors.
Right. I don't think they want to hear about a cure that is going to prevent, you know, something, even if it doesn't fully cure it, you know.
Yeah. And, you know, and it's funny because it's like, it's just like with the placebo effects. Some placebos actually work on people, you know, and then some don't. And so it's just like, it's the same thing with medication. Like some medication works, some doesn't, you know, and it's based on, you know, how much, I would even say it's like a combination of self-healing, how much faith you have in your self-healing, as well as external, you know, faith on external assistance. And so it's like, people tend to rely more on external healing than internal self-healing methods.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys want to do the cards, like the tarot?
Yeah.
My cards back.
You already have them.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. You have tarot still. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm still going to give away my decks, but I haven't, I've officially stopped tarot, kind of. I'm gonna still keep like one deck resident, but
yeah,
only offering astrology readings now, and
yeah,
I'm gonna look into hiring an official tarot reader. So
nice,
right? Pretty good.
What?
So who wants to take what element?
Oh my god,
I'll take air.
You already pulled the cards for it.
I already pulled the cards for air. Sorry. I was kind of prepared.
He was about to say it too. I'll take Earth then. I'll take Earth. It's all good. I'm gonna take fire and Earth. What about that? Ari's like, I want fire. I'm gonna take Earth.
Yeah, Ari gets water.
I'll take Earth. That's fine. Earth and
You'll
water. Earth and water. Or...
Okay, I'll take fire then.
That's
Okay.
That's what's up.
So are we starting with air?
Whoever pulled those cards already.
All right. So first one.
He really did. He's not playing. That's what's up.
First one's Gemini, actually. So Gemini, you're in a place of temperance, which is really ironic because you don't necessarily come across as being in a place of temperance, but actually you're in a place of complete serenity right now because there's part of what you know deep down and part of what you're doing and your actions that are perfectly aligned. And so no matter how it appears to other people, no matter how disruptive it is, you're actually in this place right now where that is the most sort of metaphorically angelic thing you can do, is to literally speak in alignment with what you actually believe. And being able to do that publicly right now is something that creates the illusion that it's chaotic or that it creates chaos. And the reality is it's actually like the medicine that chaos needs. And it's funny because then with Libra, you've got Ace of Wands. And so there's really no secrets here for Libra. Libra is literally in a place right now, we know exactly what needs to change in our life. And we need to validate the fact that a plan needs to be made out of what it is we want to change. And there can't be any questioning of ourselves right now. We can't be weighing out what we know needs to change, because it's something that sort of it's coming from our heart space. It's coming, it's coming directly from the heart. And it's something that's trying to illuminate our entire life and sort of bring a really powerful fire energy into it, but only if we allow it. Essentially, if we question a good thing that comes from within, if we question our own dreams, if we question actually making a change in our life, it can be so destructive. And then as far as Aquarians, it's time for you to take action. You don't just have like a spark of inspiration. You literally know exactly what you need to do already and the details of it. And so now's the time to set it into motion and to allow the entire ecosystem around you to begin working alongside you or working in tandem with you. This is definitely not a time where you're going to be able to do everything alone. It feels like actually you really require partnerships and connections right now. And it feels like, most importantly, it has to be the highest quality action. So not just going through the motions, but really allowing yourself to find the treasure that's within yourself in the form of your own knowledge base, in the form of your own mind, and also in the form of what it is that your spirit has given to you, like what it is that your spirit is, the essence that is different than the rest of the world and what the world needs to see, bringing the value that you have of yourself into this world. Like, it's time for that.
Who got the Empress?
Aquarians.
And then Gemini got Temperance?
Gemini got Temperance.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Hey, that's the sag.
It is.
Giving you some of my energy.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, okay. Let's get it in. Fire. So, all right. Fire. Oh, snap. All right. So, all right, I'm gonna do that instead. So fire. Actually, no. We have the Wheel of Fortune for you. So this week is bringing definitive expansion, and it also came with these cards right here, the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. Especially for those of you like Ari who's just moved into a new place, like this is definitely,
congratulations.
Speaking of the evolution and the bliss that's to be had. I also got these 2 extra cards because I feel like this is also justice. It's like you're kind of progressing out of unfair dynamics into what you deserve. So the Wheel of Fortune is definitely promising a lot of evolution, expansion, serendipitous luck. We know it's Jupiter, so this is definitely going to apply as far as where that's in Capricorn in your chart, and for fire that has everything to do with money and career. So Aries, we have the 3 of Pentacles. This is Mars in Capricorn. And this is definitely you getting the team together. This is an example of the 3 of Pentacles, which is awesome. So it's definitely going to help manifest the first level of your intentions based on the work that you kind of connect with other people to do. And then we also have but teamwork makes the dream work, Aries. So definitely keep that in mind. Leo, we have Judgment. So this is bringing full-on awakening. Interestingly enough, I got Judgment with the Temperance card, and both of these are same angel right here. But yeah, this is talking about awakening greater balance in your life, and also a sense of freedom. But I think you, Leo, are going to be the awakening influence that awakens balance in other people. It's like as you awaken, everyone that you socially connect with is going to carry that awakening of the heart. And Sagittarius, we also have judgment. But this comes out of the star. So some of you might literally wake up famous. You ever just woke up famous before? Like, oh shit, I'm fucking viral. But like this might also be you awakening to your vocation, not so much higher purpose as much as like your higher self. Or I don't think it's a coincidence that you and Leo both got judgment, because I feel like for Leo, the judgment call is being blasted on them to step into their highest purpose, as they have been doing. And then I feel like Sagittarius, you are the judgment, harnessing Pluto, judgmenting, calling other people like, get on your shit, or like, you know what you have to do. And this could be just by this could be like leading by example too, and just like, you know, showing people how it's done, and that just inspires them to wake the hell up. So yeah, that's awesome.
It's the story of my life right there. Having to tell people, remember that time that you said this? That was a great idea. Why don't you do that?
Oh my God.
There's so much talent out there, you guys. Like everyone has a talent. Everyone has something special to bring to the world. And so it's kind of like, if you feel like you're incomplete or there's something missing, it might just be because you might not be doing what you're here to do. And you might want to explore that, because everyone has potential to assist the world in evolving and changing for the better. So that's just my philosophy. All right, so for earth signs, holy cow, you guys got the Lovers. This is going to be an energy that's about it's like exactly what you guys are talking about. It's about relationships and who belongs with you and who doesn't, you know? And so I feel this energy coming in for the earth signs about choices that you guys have to make. It's going to be very difficult this week for you guys because of it, because there's going to be people in your life that are super toxic, but you have like this knight in shining armor type of persona. And so you feel like you have to, at least for Virgo in particular, you feel like you have to assist them regardless if they're listening to you or not, you know? And so for Taurus, for example, I got the Two of Winter, which is the Two of Swords. Again, you have to make a choice. All right. So it's choosing yourself or choosing somebody else's happiness. Okay. And so that's what it feels like for Taurus. It's like, it's you or them, you know? And so it's time for you to really, really look and evaluate this dynamic that you have with this person or people, because it feels like it's more than one person in your life, Taurus, that is just taking and taking and taking and taking from you. And you are abundant. All right. You're abundant with your money, with everything. You're like pretty much king of the world, Taurus. And so it feels like they just keep taking. They just keep taking, and they're not grateful. They're not thankful. They don't give anything in return. But there seems to be like this connection of like either a family member or even, you know, someone that you grew up with that you just feel like you can't separate yourself from. But it's time for you to reevaluate and know that there is an exit strategy. You probably already have it in your head, but now it's time for you to implement it, because it's Leo season. So it's time for you to take action. It's time for you to speak up, let them know what's really going to happen, what's really going to transpire between you two, and just make it as blunt, as straightforward as you possibly can. And I know Taurus has that in them. So my grandpa's a Taurus. So yeah. So we have for Capricorn is the Princess of Spring. Of course, Capricorn has like the best, you know, results ever, because they're such you know, hard workers, and they're always very like direct. For the Princess of Spring is it's the equivalent of the Page of Wands, and so with the Lovers card in conjunction to this, it's kind of like you choosing to finally move forward with someone, and you choosing to based on the facts, pretty much based on all of the information that you've gathered about this person, the time that you've taken with learning about them, learning about yourself. Now it's time for you to either move forward with them and really like settle down, not settle, but settle down and just make a life with them. And that's what it feels like. It's going to be like a partnership, like a really powerful like money making machine type of partnership. That's what I'm seeing for Capricorn for this week. And then of course Virgo, we have the 5 of Summer, and so this is the equivalent to the 5 of what is it, the 5 of Cups.
Yeah.
And
oh
so
wait,
this is
Fire's Cups.
huh
Oh, Fire's Cups.
Summer. No, this
oh
is,
Summer. Okay.
yeah, this one is Fire. Yeah, they make it different, like, but base it on
Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, spring is the fire signs, and then you got summer is the water. I don't know why. So
okay, the Cardinals. Okay,
that's just how the deck was made. but yeah,
Great.
so Virgo, it's kind of like there's a, you know, of course everybody says there's a reason for everything, right? But you already know why. Like, you already know why you have to leave those people behind, but now it's just choosing to do it, you know? Now it's just like, okay, I know they're messed up. You know I can't save them. Like, you know, Virgo, you know, but you're still choosing to help them out, right? And so it's because it's something, it's like Virgo doesn't want to say or throw in the towel. They don't want to you know, acknowledge defeat type of thing when it comes to like assisting people, you know? And so it's time for you to definitely just be like, you know what? I'm washing my hands off of this situation, and I'm moving forward.
And they will.
I deserve better. You know, I deserve better people in my life, things like that. So it's really, really intense, energy for you Earth signs this week. So next one's gonna be for water. I feel like water is gonna probably have the same situation happening. That's how I am too. I feel like Virgo rising is really like, it's not as attached as a Virgo sun, I would say. Like, I would be like, all right, I'm done with you. Because that's like the Sagittarius in me too. It's like, yeah, we're done with this.
We're done with this. We're done here. Thank you very much.
Ooh. All right. I guess we're starting good for the water signs. You water signs, you guys can start making babies or something this week.
Baby making time.
It feels like it. All right, so for the energy of the week for the water signs is the World. And I keep hearing the world is your oyster, you know, create whatever you desire. Okay, bring it in, manifest it. You guys are so psychic, and you are able to see beyond the illusion, beyond the veil. And so bring that truth that you perceive into your reality and make it the way that you desire. Okay. So for Scorpio, the Princess of Summer, again, it's Cups, the Page of Cups. Okay. So this one's like really like idealistic, as well as there is a balance between your heart and your mind. Okay. And so it feels like for Scorpio in particular, they've always been very, very logical. I would say very upfront. And so you're being asked to manifest exactly what you're feeling. Like, what are you feeling? What are your experiences are with other people? What is it that you want to accomplish here? Like, they're asking you to tie in more of that compassionate side that you have in comparison to the straightforwardness, and to finally, bring yourself to assist other people in a more like in a deeper connection type of way, not like a superficial like kindness and things like that. They're asking you, Scorpio, that in order for you to get what you want, you're going to have to make deeper connections. You're going to have to work with other people. You're going to have to, open yourself up a little bit more because you're so mysterious and nobody could like, oh, what's a Scorpio thinking? Nobody really knows, and so unless they tell you what they're thinking. And so this energy is pushing you to work more like with other people so that you can make a change that you really desire, and not only to benefit you but to benefit those around you, because it also does have you have a tendency to absorb, of course, just like with every water sign, absorbs emotion, absorbs like energy from other people. So in order for you to be at peace, everything around you has to be at peace too, right? And so it's really important for you to see that energy that you have, that influence that you have on others, and to really, really, really work with it, because you're honestly, a Scorpio is really influential. Like if you're ever worked with a Scorpio before, that they run the fucking show. Like, like a high majority of them do. Like, especially like for the medical field, I've worked with like Scorpios all the time that are like head of like nursing and things like that, and they run the show. And so it's really important for you to start to work with other people in order for you to transform your reality into what it is that you desire. Okay. For the next one is for Cancer. So you got the Six of Autumn. So this is what I was talking about, babies. So this one, you're going to have this point in your life where and of course, every Cancer desires, that beautiful, soul connection, as well as, not all Cancers, but I would say high majority of them desire a family, stability, things like that. And so this is what you're going to be able to manifest this week through understanding like your real self-worth. And that's really important for Cancers because they do give a lot of themselves to others. And so it's really important for you guys to really understand where these relationships are headed. Are you guys gonna, have like, are you building from a stable, like foundation, or are you just trying to have fun? Like whatever it is that you want to create in your life. But it feels like it's more of a grounded situation. It feels like you are definitely establishing a family unit, whether it is with people who you actually are related to or not. Okay, like even friendships, like a family union within your friendships. And so this is something Cancers are going to be asked to do, is to make sure that they really do express themselves and their desires and how they want their life to, eventually evolve into, okay, in the future. So next one is Pisces. So Pisces, you got the King of Autumn, and this is the equivalent to the King of Cups. So you're going to meet someone. I feel like you're going to meet someone who is similar to you, Pisces, where they understand you at a deeper level, where they don't make fun of you. They don't make fun of like, or they don't think, or they don't tell you that you're hallucinating or you're delusional or whatever you are experiencing is not real. You're going to meet someone who is going to assist you in explaining your experiences better. They're going to even assist you with just opening you up to your highest potential. It feels like it's someone that's going to be a little bit more mature. It's not age, but it's kind of like personality wise. But they're also not going to hold you down. They're not going to like force you into a bubble or into creating you into something that you're not. Okay, Pisces, they're going to really try to assist you in just developing your abilities as well as your light, letting you shine. Because Pisces, it feels like a lot of the partners that you've had before have tried to just, like snuff your light, that they've tried to make you feel like you're crazy. They've tried to just dictate how you should live your life. And now that this energy of the world is your oyster, the world being in your hands, you are able to finally find a partner or even friends who are going to support you 100%. Okay. All right, so that's what I have for the water signs.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So now we have the actual readings.
Yes, we do. We got Denise, Kim, Christy, and Alexandria. And it looks like all of them are channelings.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
I can go first on Denise.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so Denise, right off the bat, I had like a really strong intuition about you, which is basically to grow wild right now, you know, not to grow within like a specific small amount of space. Like there might be part of you right now that is working on a project or working on improving yourself in some way, and you're thinking, okay, I've got to sort of put the, you know, the seed in this planter box, and I have to make sure it's like, you know, got this amount of sunlight. I think there's like, you need to let go of the reins and let go of control a little bit more and allow yourself to grow a little bit more wild, just like, you know, just like a plant would in nature. It's, you know, it's going to end up having all the perfect conditions and having all the nutrients it needs. It just sort of has to follow its own path instead of trying to be put within a box and organized. Because, you know, when you know, if you, I've had a lot of plants myself, and I did pretty good at taking care of all of them. I definitely had a few missteps along the way, but 9 times out of 10, the plant knows how it needs to move, and all of the constant interference and sort of making sure that everything's perfect is actually sometimes can kill the plant. So just let yourself actually sort of explore how these things are going to grow, but just know that that's what the rest of this month is all about. You know, what August is going to be all about for you is just allowing yourself to grow forward without needing it to be within like these really specific confines. You know, let yourself be outside of that, because it feels like there was a need for organization and a need for routine and all these different things. And it feels like that's slowly, you know, you sort of have that under control, or at least are in that direction now. So now's the time to be more open, you know, and see kind of how things happen.
Nice. So, oh, nice. Jennifer and Maxine, are they strictly channeling too?
Let me check.
So Denise, right off the bat, I'm getting a very assertive energy for you where especially if you're coming off of a period of being not so much submissive, but more so like just letting things happen. It's like this period was met, and it doesn't mean you were submissive, but it's like you're ending a period of thank you. So it's like you're ending a period of more like being receptive to what you like and what your boundaries are. And now this is meant to, which makes sense with the Mars and Aries energy, just switch assertively, just so you can practice healing that masculine sense of assertion and just, you know, practice what it feels like. And in this practice, you're gonna step into your power this way, and it's gonna feel so empowering, like just walking up and telling people off just because you feel like it, or just and them even thanking you, like, wow, I needed this, like, damn it. And it's like it's balancing your mind and your heart, but especially sexually too, as far as like whether it's to hug someone, to shake their hand, to just give them a compliment. You want to actually activate this by not dismissing that assertive voice in your heart to take that action, because it's going to prompt you, and then instead of like getting inhibited, just do it, and it's going to empower you so much, because you're going to be like, I'm good at this, I'm so much better at this than I ever gave myself credit for, and it's just going to continue on the chain of empowerment for you. That's going to be lit.
For me, Denise, what I saw is like kind of like a changing of energy, kind of like a switch. You're kind of getting to this point where you're opening yourself up more to your intuitive abilities, to the goddess self. You're also feeling as well as sensing more of your just spiritual, you know, ancestry, as well as your guides. And so it feels like there is definitely a more of like you're empowering yourself through the spiritual side of you and through the goddess. Okay. So definitely like shifting from the masculine, from the one in control, to the flow of intuition, to the chaos of spirit and the goddess. That's what I'm feeling. That's definitely something that you want to allow yourself to explore, and just allow yourself to flow or channel it through you. And a lot of the things that I'm seeing is like you're getting back to your roots, your ancestry. You're working with, even with plant medicine that is going to assist you in really feeling your connection to that ancestry. Like you're definitely psychic. You're definitely seeing that, and you're exploring these like different realms of reality, and you're definitely feeling like you are finally grasping or finally assured of yourself when it comes to these things. Okay. I'm also seeing, like, I don't know if you have an altar in somewhere in your house, but I'm seeing a lot of purple. I'm seeing a lot of like violet energy. Violet ray energy is the ray of freedom. It's the ray of transmutation, transformation. It's the ray of divine knowledge. Okay. Unrestricted energy. Okay. And it's really important to work with this ray, and I'm pretty sure you're already doing it, because that's what I'm being shown. And it's just, it feels much more like you're in alignment with who you really are when you work with that energy. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Denise.
Awesome. And next we got Maxine with a 3-card pull, and I will go ahead and draw the first 3 cards for that. So Maxine, so for starters, we have 3 of coins, and this to me shows the place that you just came out of, which is, not necessarily working in secret, but doing a lot of work that isn't recognized at all. Like a lot of people are essentially going to, like, you'll be working on essentially a masterpiece in the background, and people won't understand it. They won't understand what you're doing, or they won't necessarily see the value in it, but you see like the long term and the vision for it, which is kind of what's bringing you into Ace of Cups now, because part of you is starting to see some kind of progress, and maybe being able to even prove some kind of progress, some sort of progress in your life that represents more than just finances or stability, but it represents that you're moving forward in an actual direction. And it's funny because the most important lesson out of this with Page of Cups is that you, of course, have the right to express yourself and do that, but don't think that you need to convince anyone by expressing yourself. You don't need to convince anyone else. The other people just aren't going to believe this sometimes. They won't even believe it after you've accomplished it. Like, there's times where people will still look at it from the wrong angle. They'll misunderstand what you're doing intentionally, or they'll misunderstand what you're doing unintentionally. It either comes from negative, them being negative about it, or them, being uneducated on what you're talking about. And so essentially your job is to express your truth, not to convince anyone else that it's true. And so just right now, while you're in this state of being, this Ace of Cups, actually enjoy it, and enjoy the fact that there's progress that's happening with, an invisible project that maybe no one else can see, but you can. And that's what matters. Mm-hmm. So keep moving at it, because this is like, it's something that's connected to your overall destiny. It's really important.
Do you want to go next, Mike, or?
Yeah, my bad. Is there 2 Kims?
What's that?
Is there 2 different Kims?
Kimberly Lazenby?
Yeah, because I saw you enter another Kim.
No, I re-put.
No, it's the same one.
My bad.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah, same Kim. Yeah.
My bad. And then Denise. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I see you. Okay, so Kim, what's up, Kim?
Oh.
You're definitely getting ready to, I would say more than ever, it's very much so really the message that I had about being assertive, except for you. This is more going to be how you're able to define characters of other people around you.
Are we doing Kim or Maxine still?
No, that's a really good question.
Maxine.
Oh, you just did Maxine. Oh, okay, my bad. I looked at the top.
Finish for Kim, and then we'll go back and Maxine. Yeah.
Are you sure I could just do Maxine? Because like I didn't finish it anyway. So
Okay.
So you pulled 3 cards for Maxine, or did you channel
yeah,
for it?
Maxine's a 3 card, and then Jennifer, then Kim, then Christy, then Alexandria.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
Because I
just
saw the top of
obsessively
Denise.
You're
update
tapping
the
into
list.
Kim's energy. That's why I was like, oh, you can
Yeah.
finish.
My bad. No, because like on the top it says Denise and then Kim, and I know we did Denise, so I thought Kim was after. That's why I was like, is there another Kim? But that makes sense now. So Maxine, how you doing, Maxine? All right. Kim, we gonna get back to you. All right. So bam. Here is the underlying theme we have, Maxine. This is Mars and Aries energy. You're on the brink of discovering newness in your world, in you and with people around you. And I'm gonna put this death behind you. It's like I see this as the angel of death or the horseman protecting you. So it's like it's kind of like being the fool on the cliff. Like you want to do stuff that's risky, knowing that you have this primordial force protecting you, which is really gangster. But this is during this period aiding you to like embrace the fun. Then we have teamwork, investor, and influencer. So it almost looks like you may personally be working with someone who's investing. This could also represent you stepping into your financial acuity. So you're moving forward from working with people, and also kind of getting relevant people together to kind of work in projects. This is you at current, really stepping into the peak of your financial mastery. But I would also say being put in a position perhaps to work with someone who might be influential. If these two are linked, but you're headed into hope, you're headed into rejuvenation. It's like the practical work you're doing is reaching a climax point. And this is where we have this Page of Wands. Okay, so this could be anywhere from you being known for what you're doing versus I think you and an investor breaking through to reaching out to someone influential. But do prepare for your dreams and wishes to come true through this. This is very awesome. And I will be right back.
Okay. All right. So for Maxine, I was guided to use the Galactic Heritage Oracle cards instead. So the first card, and it's so funny because it's in alignment with what Jack said. It's like you have people who are going to be on your side and some that are just because they are just jealous. There's some type of jealousy thing going on. And so this is what Seeds of Polarity means. It's just you navigating through the polarity of this 3D realm and understanding that, there is a way to balance this. And you in particular, it feels like you've had situations where you are able to finally rise above them. You're able to, even though you had opposition, you are somehow able to show, like that the way that you conduct yourself and your integrity and everything like that, actually outshined, this situation and that person's mentality towards how they perceived you and things like that. And again, I feel like it's a jealousy thing. It's always been like some type of like, the only reason why people can't get along with you is because of that, is because there's some type of like, jealousy. There's some type of like, polar opposite energy that you keep like having to, run into, things like that. And the second card I pull is alchemy, because you know how to transmute this, how to transform negative into positive, darkness into light, things like that. You've been in, the shadows, you've seen how this works, and you're able to shine a light in that shadow. Even with yourself, you're able to shine or find your own internal light, even when it's like really, it feels really like heavy for you, or it feels really negative for you internally. And so you're definitely an alchemist. And so then on the third card that I pulled for you was graduation. It's you integrating all of these experiences and finding, that path that you definitely want to, like, you really want to do is help people out here. You know, you really want to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves, especially it feels like you're working with people like with children or women that then might not be able to, you know, speak up for themselves, things like that. I'm not sure if you've worked with kids before, but it feels like that there's a lot of like souls that are around you that you're working for or to assist are young, are innocent, you know, and so you're the one that's able to, I guess, in so many ways, protect them as well as be their voice against any type of adversity that they may be facing. So that's what I got for you. And I feel like just the same with Jackson and Mike, that there's definitely going to be people who are going to be in your corner, who are going to assist you with these projects and assist you with moving forward with what it is that you want to help with advocacy, especially. I keep hearing advocacy for you. Okay, so that's what I have for you.
Awesome. And then I believe next we have Jennifer. So let's see what's going on with Jennifer right now. For her, we have a 3 card as well.
Jennifer, okay.
Yeah, let's see.
Yay, Maxie. See.
So Jennifer, a lot of what you're working on right now stretches out into Virgo season because there's a lot of this energy here. So first and foremost, it feels like you're in a place of apprenticeship or self-educating. It feels like there's a lot of this energy where it is more than a creative project. It feels like you're doing something to try and better your ability to actually accomplish your destiny. It feels like there's like a lot of hard work in this. It requires a lot of research. And also it's interesting because there's like a correlation between the next card, the Hermit. The Hermit is suggesting that on top of this, even though this is some type of like intellectual or perhaps even just like very specific research or studying that you're doing right now, that it feels like there's some sort of metaphysical quality to this that might not even be apparent while you're studying it. Like with the Hermit card, you have to ask yourself the big questions in life when you go off into the dark forest and you say, you know, like, who am I? Like, what am I trying to accomplish? Like, what is it that I'm really succeeding at doing? And when you're asking those questions, you know, it's the 9 numerology coming right after the 8 of coins. So it feels like there's some sort of spiritual reawakening that's happening here, even though it's being prompted by some sort of intellectual study. But it's funny because the result is, you know, the Ace of Cups. The result is incredibly positive. Following this journey and educating yourself in this way, or working on improving yourself in whatever way you're working on right now, which of course through all this Virgo energy requires a lot of consistency and requires like a lot of time being invested in it. It feels like it really is going to bring you to the rapture and ecstasy that you are looking for. You know, it brings you to that incredibly blissful place, and it brings you to somewhere simple but true. You know, it brings you to the genuine truth. And so it feels like, yeah, this is a lot more than learning something. This is a lot more than getting good at just a language or getting good at a subject. This is about, you know, becoming who you really are. So feels really powerful. And Michael, we're working with Jennifer on a 3-card pull right now.
Perfect.
All right.
Jennifer, we have the Tower card. Boom, strike. I think alternatively, you might actually be this Tower card. It might be you preparing to strike, and you're ready to just kind of move forward on something that can't be reversed. But should this represent an unexpected influence, this is just meant to test your character through it. And I really feel, if anything, this is just going to represent things falling apart around you so that other things can come together. So we have, okay, this is very interesting. So once again, we have the Tower, right? But it's coming with the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and Judgment. So this is like recent heartbreak or sacrifice. And right now you might be personally, relative to this Tower card, kind of not suffering, but I guess, stressed. And this is where judgment is going to awaken you out of this, change your thinking and align you to your highest purpose. In fact, if I add more cards, because this does tell a story, and I felt the need to kind of like add a little bit more. After judgment, we have, after judgment, we have the 3 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. So the Tower card is simulating you shift gears here. You're going from this sense of the darkest before dawn, and this is going to awaken out to you having a game plan, planning your stuff moving forward, and stepping into bliss. So that's awesome. And in this case, what may seem bad is actually setting the stage for a very powerful abundance to step through. Hopefully it's revolving your relationship too.
All right, let's see, Jen. I think Jen is one of them that purchased a while ago, and I was kind of guided to offer you something in private, Jen, after this. Not after this, but like just message me, you know where my business page is. But I was guided to offer you something in private. It's like 2 choices, either if you want jewelry, because I've been working on these nice little gemstone bracelets. So if you want to pick one of these, then let me know privately. Or if you want to have a quick shamanic healing with me, then let me know, okay, hon? And for you too, Maxine, because you have been waiting for us to do this, I want you to message me privately if you want one of these beautiful goddess bracelets. It has a little crescent moon. These are so cute. Or if you want to have a energy healing, a shamanic energy healing with me, let me know. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to pull your cards, Jeni. Okay. See. Ooh. I'm so glad we did this. All right, so here we go. So I have the 9 of Gabriel, which is the equivalent of the 9 of Wands for you. Wow. And what I'm feeling with this in particular is like a movement forward as well, just like Mike hit on, where you have to start to move forward in, especially with your career aspirations, things like that. And then I think you hit on this too, Jax, for her. Something big is happening with her career, something like extraordinarily like awesome that
there's definitely going to be something in Virgo season.
Yeah, like
sure,
something that she's been
off,
wanting to do, like a passion project. That's what I'm feeling. And so this is definitely like telling you like, yeah, move forward, do it, because it's going to definitely have a great impact in like society, especially in your directly associated with the city that you live in and things like that. So it's really awesome stuff that you're working on. And then I pulled the Queen of Ariel, and this is the Queen of the Queen of Pentacles. So with this passion project, you're going to see an abundance of material wealth as well as just like networking with people, and there's going to be a lot of like just group activities, a lot of social activities, things like that. And it may not be it depends on where you live regarding the restrictions or stuff like that, but it may not be like social gatherings, things like that, but it can be possibly something like conferences, like over the internet, things like that. So it feels like it's something really huge, and it's definitely going to bring about this huge flow of abundance, okay, for you. And then I think Mike hit on this relationship wise. I got the Ace of Raphael, which is the Ace of Cups. It's like new beginnings with relationships. And so I'm not sure if you are dating someone or you're not or whatever, but it feels it's going to be a transformation in that connection, okay? But it's a positive one, all right? It's a positive transformation with the heart space, with the heart center, with a new, like it feels like a new emotional experience. It feels like it's definitely something to type of like fulfillment when it comes to your ideals, when it comes to romance and things like that. So that's what I have for you, Jen.
Now we're at Kim.
Yes, Jacob, I do have a lot of medical experience. I'm actually going to become a doctor. So yeah, I'm going to be a psychologist. I just finished my bachelor's, and I'm going into the master's / psych degree program here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So yeah, you hit it right on the head. And then I used to work at a nursing home too. So.
So Kim.
Yay, Jay! She just started a new position at work.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very awesome. Yeah, that judgment card looks very like revelatory for you. It's like it's just gonna clear up a lot. So Kim, the energy that I'm channeling for you, I feel like full on warrior queen mode. It's like your intuition has always been on point, but now it's like evolved to the point where now it could directly lead and guide you. Kind of like the Legend of Zelda has Navi. Like you're just gonna you're right, your intuition gonna be like, hey, listen. And it's like you get
I like his little voices. Kim's like, I don't sound like that.
That's what you're gonna sound like now, Kim.
Right. Well, or the fairy intuition with you, and it's just gonna have you like guide towards who to like direct your power with. Because what's gonna happen is like you'll get pings on people, and then you could just walk up to them and just be like, hey, I like your shirt, or hey, how you doing? And like you just brightened up their whole day. And this is gonna actually like activate more direction and purpose in utilizing your intuitive pings, as opposed to just like having intuitions, because you already have intuitions, you've already done this, and you've had experiences where it's like, oh my gosh, I felt this and then I said this. So now it's just gonna be like direct, like you could just go throughout your day and have this control and power over what vibrations you're blessing people with. And it's going to be through your heart that just kind of guides and leads you in. And following this is going to like lead you into like super magical experiences that you relish. The funny thing is just that you already do this, so it's not even new. It's just more so doing this. Instead of you experiencing it, now you're controlling how it's done, and you're having more power over the process, which is awesome.
Yeah, and what I picked up right away is that this is definitely your renaissance. Like this is like your own kind of renaissance period, which is also a type of rebirth. And it's like, it's hard to tell if it's exactly having to do with art forms and creativity or just the psychic gift, but it feels like there's kind of a mixture of them. And you're going to be exploring more different types of creative explorations than you ever have before in your life. And so it feels like whatever is inspiring this or creating this urge to try it out, like try it, see like where it goes. But it feels like the whole point is that this is an evolution of character, and you don't have to feel like you're stagnant anymore. It definitely feels like it's time to like open up the pond and like make a river that connects to the larger river, which then eventually connects to the ocean. It's like that's the kind of energy that you're in right now. It's like leaving the pond and into the river.
Right.
Okay, Kimmy, let's see. Well, the first thing I saw was very feminine energy flowing into your crown. So it's like goddess energy. You're definitely highly intuitive, like especially right now. It feels like with fire energy, like fire seasons, things like that. It's like you're high, like I know you're in Aries, but it's like empowered like to the max. It feels like you definitely are highly sensitive, even more now than before, and like medical intuition is definitely being shown, and this has a lot to do with your wanting to assist people in that way, where you're trying to figure out, you know, their ailments, and then try to assist them in adjusting and healing this through your own gifts, you know, your own God-given gifts as a healer. But you're also going to start moving forward and learning more of like the medical intuitive side of things. Like I see you feeling like that you're being shown particularly like the body, like the anatomy of someone, and then you're seeing like their veins, like their vessels and their blood, and even going deeper into like molecular structures and things like that. Just similar stuff that I do, but you're definitely doing it more of like a practice that is going to coincide with your life purpose, especially because this is driven with the healing that you want to do with your family members. And so it's definitely active, like really active right now, like you're like hypersensitive. Like you're like an x-ray machine. Like I see you, like you're like, zzz, like you just see everything, and it's pretty cool. So work on that. You know, don't be afraid of it. What you see is what you see. Trust your intuition when it comes to this. And then just, you know, advise them to go seek, you know, medical assistance and stuff like that to, and things like that. But it feels like it's definitely going to help. It's helping people right now. It's helping people understand, you know, how to shift from disease into, you know, their self-healing abilities, things like that. And so it's something that is going to be like in the near future. Actually right now it's already happening, but you're on that path towards transforming you know, people's reality and shifting it into instead of relying on someone to, like, you know, medicines and things like that for pain management, it's going to shift into relying on themselves and natural remedies for that, you know, things like that. So it feels like it's definitely influenced by your family members and your, you know, ancestry. Like you have a medicine man that's popping in. Like your ancestry is like medicine man and, like, you know, medicine woman, things like that. So I would definitely seek to explore that even further, and even, you know, offer that to your clients.
Amen.
Started with your dad. Oh, honey, yay! You are definitely a healer. Who's next? Sorry.
Oh, next we have Christy,
Christy.
for a channeling.
Christy Sama.
I'm just updating this list really quick. Okay. So Christy, what I was picking up is this is definitely a time of confession in your life. This is a time not necessarily confessing doing something wrong, but it feels like there's a level of openness and communication that's going to start to happen between people that you definitely think a lot about their judgment or about their opinion of you. And it feels like this is definitely the time to open the floodgates a little bit and express who you really are, and understand that some of what you're concerned about as far as people's judgments is going to be correct. Like some people will react to that in the wrong way. However, that is completely and totally irrelevant to what it is you do and who it is that you are in this lifetime and the way that you live your life. It's really important for you to express that so that people know kind of where you're at and what you're really doing. It feels like the thing is, when you have so much truth that's sort of trapped behind a dam and so much of who you are that's there, then none of the people are able to really ever get to know you and get to appreciate who you really are. And even if they start out the wrong way by judging who you are, or judging what it is you really think and feel, you know, that's not something that you really have to worry about. That's not something that needs to affect the way that you are, or that it needs to affect you're going to do. And so expressing yourself frees yourself. It opens up space. It opens up space because there's some people who will have to remove themselves from your life in a way, but it opens it up for people who actually want to be there with who you truly are, so that there's no more, mechanical or false kind of energies that are happening in coalescence with you anymore. And instead it's all free flowing and true. And it feels like you're able to allow more passion into your life that way and allow more happiness in. So it feels like now's the time for confession. And it feels like, honestly, the universe is going to put you in the situation to prompt you for each and every one of these times. Someone's going to come out and flat out ask a very direct question about something you believe or about something that you're doing right now. And it feels like this is your chance. This is your chance to open up the floodgates once and for all and reveal that truth. And you haven't been holding anything in as a way of being deceptive. You've been trying to protect other people's feelings or other people's, version of you that they have in their head, but that's not your responsibility anymore. And it feels like it's time to relinquish that.
Amen to that. So what I'm picking up for you, Christy, is an ability to very powerfully make practical each and every single one of your intentions. So it's like with every emotion that you're feeling, you can like fuel it. Like, let's say you're dealing with traumatic or pent up feelings. The vision I'm getting for you is with this excess of emotions, or even not just like feelings as much as like sensations or any stuck energy. You actually want to find a physical activity, preferably exercise, to channel those emotions through. And I don't want to frame it into where you have to feel anything, because maybe you don't really feel emotions like water signs, but it's the message I'm gaining is to, and you may already do this, but to pick up some type of exercise regimen or daily exercise with which you can fuel your emotions or whatever is currently on your mind through what you're doing. And like, as you do that, it's only going to build, it's going to discharge, it's going to release. I feel like it was a message for you too. And yeah, so thank you, because I came into that wisdom because of you. So much appreciated.
All right, Christy. I don't know how much air you have in your chart, but I'm seeing like light blues to like white energy around you. Like it's kind of like a silvery white like energy. So this, to me, this energy is always like connected me to like air signs. So there's a lot of intellectual energy that I'm seeing, kind of like the crown activity right here in your crown space as well. What I'm hearing is definitely very like a need for you to pull that energy down into your physical body. And so with Mike, when he recommended the exercise, it's not just for your, physical health, it is also for your energetic, attunement and alignment. Okay. What I'm seeing is a need for you to bring that, the flow in and into every recess of your body, and to flow, allow your energy to flow, so your meridians are cleared, as well as your chakras, as well as like even your physical health will get better, things like that. And even, it feels like your intuition will be like heightened like a lot more because of this. And so it feels like there needs to be a flow. Even like I see you dancing. I don't know if you like to dance or not, or you like to listen to dance music or something like that, but I see you like practicing like kind of like a movement, and see you dancing. And so in my tradition in Toltec shamanism, we are taught to dance with like kind of like the tree, when we root, we imagine ourselves as a tree. We are rooted into the mother's core, and then we allow ourselves to flow, like our top half to flow, and then finally we move our hips, but we always stay grounded. Okay. And so that's what we are, taught to practice, to allow the flow of energy, especially the creative energy, to flow through us, as well as the intellect. Okay. And so it feels like it's definitely something that is necessary for you to make things just feel better for you, so that you can stop feeling, you know, like you're congested, or you're confused, or even, you know, bring more of the energy that you're being given, like channeled information that you're being given into this reality, and put it into practice. Like they're showing you being able to channel information and putting it into practice as well. So I'm not sure if you're like into the healing arts, or you're, you know, you're working with your psychic abilities, but it feels like it's definitely gonna assist you with that.
Which is awesome. I like that theme of the practicality, because it shows you have like super powerful manifestation abilities. What was
She's-
I?
She says she's air dominant. I was like, I see air everywhere.
That makes sense.
That's awesome. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, you're definitely bringing like straight channeling information. Like it's pretty cool.
So next we have Alexandria Johnson with 3-card and then channeling.
Did you? I'll go first. Okay, so, oh, I forgot. I'm dealing with the Jack's Master.
No, it's all yours.
Oh, thank
Good.
God. You
I
already.
mean, if it was opposite day. So
Right.
first of all,
What the fuck? Yo, that was good. That was good.
I always have it ready.
That was so good.
I'm like prepared for everything.
Oh,
I'm just joking. No, you should go first out of principle.
I set you up for that one, man. All right, cool. That was nice though. I'm gonna give you that. All right, so yeah, it's in Salt and Pepper. No, I haven't seen it, but I heard Naomi Campbell was in it, and apparently that's not a good thing. But regardless, the channel message that I have for you.
Is it channeled or is it 3-card? I don't know.
Channeled and 3-card.
Channeled and 3-card.
And 3-card, okay.
So the channel message that I have for you is to be very careful about what you see, because your intuition is going to be calling BS. And when I say that, it's kind of like that catfish vibe. Like everyone is gonna be enamored or deluded, and something in you is gonna be like, something's not right. Something's not right. It's a general energy you're taking into this week with. It applies politically, it applies personally, and it's very much so like a slight fog of illusion. So like, you know, people are going to seem more friendly than they are. Someone may seem more beautiful than they are, only to hide ugly habits and like the intuitive sense of yourself. I'm not even going to say the intuitive sense of yourself, because you're going to see into it directly. But whereas everyone else is kind of like falling for it, you're going to see it. And it's just going to, but it may feel like you're just looking into things, because everyone's just like, and here's the example I'm going to give you. There we go. So this doesn't apply to just this. It applies to like so much. But let's use the example of your friend, and you're with all your friends, and one of your friends brings a new boyfriend, and everyone's just like, "Oh my gosh, he's so hot," or "He's so awesome. He's very charming. He knows how to speak to all of you." But from on site, you're just like, "That's a fuckboy," or like, "No, I don't like him." And so everyone's acting like you're the party pooper, like, what the hell? Like, we all like this dude. And it's like later she finds out, oh my God, you were right. He cheated on me. And it's like, you definitely don't want to let you being the only one who sees it make you feel like you're just seeing things. You're very accurate with what you're seeing, I'll say. And now I'm gonna pull the cards. So I feel like this isn't even new. This might be a recurring theme for you. The theme here at Alexandria is like everyone else kind of is falling for the illusion, so it looks like you're the one who's deluded, but actually you're like cooking people up. So we have the Ten of Cups. That's awesome. The peace, love making card. Lots of bliss. You're coming into a climax of emotions this week. I think you may experience something that's highly amaze bowls. Okay. Then we have the Four of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Tower card. So thankfully we know that the underlying theme is this Ten of Cups card. So it's almost as if like the Three of Swords and the Tower card is really, it's like the Tower striking on any, stuck energy, anything you have to sacrifice. You've recently established balance. You're at current sacrificing something, and that's what's going to create this Tower moment. Like you could be ending habits or relationship, and that empty void is going to now trigger change. And I think that's what's going to lead to that 10 of Cups energy. Okay, and that's what I got for you.
Yeah, and I got something really similar. I got Three of Swords, Page of Swords, and Seven of Cups. And so to me, like the energy is, first of all, don't get attached to the idea of someone. Like, don't get attached, because I agree that there might be like, other people involved and another person that you'll be judging. But I feel like this is also something that definitely happens internally. And because you're going to be surprised, with some of the emotions closest to you, not just like your own emotions, but the emotions of other people close to you, some of the surprises that come with that. It's like, don't get too attached to the idea of someone. Otherwise, you're essentially setting yourself up for self-sabotage and heartbreak. And be very open to genuine information coming through that ends up being information you don't necessarily want to hear. Ironically, if you just admit it and accept it right from the get-go, then you'll be able to avoid a lot of the pain and the needless suffering that comes with these types of things. And you'll be able to actually move into something really positive and high vibe, like the Ten of Cups, like he was saying. But it feels like, if there's any part of you that wants to almost indulge in sort of ignoring a person's true character, or even if it's friendship, not even necessarily romantic, but there definitely feels to be some strong romance vibes. There was 2 Three of Swords cards, and so it feels like something's going on here. At the same time, it just feels like it's definitely time for that. And as far as what I'm picking up, it feels like this is all extremely present. Like, this is not general information or something that is about like the long-term future. This feels like it's like literally about to happen, and then it's probably been happening a little bit over the last few weeks. But it doesn't feel like any of this is going to be a surprise to you, even though the Seven of Cups, the surprise card, is suggesting it's going to definitely feel like it came out of left field. This isn't something that you're going to be that shocked over, and so it's like definitely like treat the situation as such. So and then it feels like it'll turn out really positive if you do that.
Awesome.
Okay. Did you do the channel thing too?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I have the Nine of Michael, which is the equivalent of Nine of Swords for you. So we are feeling this energy of like, what I liked what Mike said about your intuition. Like, it feels like you already intuitively know, what's in the person's intentions without them even verbalizing it through their energy, and you feel it. And so with the Nine of Swords, I feel like it's definitely about refocusing and trying to move forward without focusing on the negative, that kind of like you're dwelling on the negative, like, okay, I know they're going to do this to me, or they're going to try, or things like that. And so it's more like refocusing so that you can move the energy, and it can transform into an outcome that you desire instead. Okay. And so it's kind of like, that's why you have to speak up. You need to like definitely call them on what you are feeling, even if you are not seeing it or they're not saying it, like just call them on it. Like, hey, you know, like this is what I'm feeling, and express it, because it feels like intuitively you are very like on point when it comes to you know, knowing who really desires to assist you and who doesn't. Okay, who's trying to take advantage of you. And then I got the King of Ariel, which is the King of Pentacles. And so this is something like, this is pretty much you representing as like somebody that's like in a leadership position, who is definitely, you know, the master of their realm, and who has like abundance of energy, abundance of love, abundance of material wealth, pretty much. And so that's how they see you. You know, that's how they see you, as the King of Pentacles, right? Like, hey, man, like, let me see if they could give me a handout. You know what I mean? That's how they see you. So that's why it's important for you to definitely speak your truth. Definitely get rid of those types of people from your life, pretty much. Okay. And then I got the Eight of Gabriel for you. And so this is a changes, a lot of activities going, like kind of like immediate results when it comes to like the activities that you're doing, or the information that you're getting. A lot of communication definitely is important, as well as like, again, it feels like when you finally say how you feel about these people, and that's when things are going to transform, and for the better. Okay, like they're opening this doorway, like they're showing me they're opening this doorway, and it was already open a little bit, but because they exited, now it's wide open. And so new people are coming into your life, people who are actually gonna be much more loving and much more caring and much more responsible. Like I keep hearing responsibility, like they take accountability for their actions, they take responsibility for you know what they say, things like that. And so that's something kind of like a sign of relief from you, like you're kind of like, oh, finally, you know, I'm making friends with people who are similar to me, who live in integrity, who have the same ideals, things like that. Okay, so it's definitely something that's going to shift as soon as you know, finally speak your truth on what you're seeing. Okay. So let me see what else about channeling. So a lot of pink energy that I'm seeing around you, a lot of creative force energy. That's what pink represents. It's like creation. And it's also unconditional love. But it's more linked to like just creating out of love. Okay. And so for you, what I'm seeing is like everything that you do is really caring, as well as really heart-centered. And so because of this, you do tend to attract those who are not, okay, those who are the opposite of that. And so because of this as well, you're trying to show them you're representing a you know, kind of like an energy, a force. Okay. And so you're representing this higher energy. And so that's why you attract these people who are not in alignment yet, you know. And so they see this, and you know, it may not be apparent right now, but you have transformed them for the better. Okay. And it feels like everything that you've gone through has definitely had a ripple effect. Okay. Like every person that you've been in a relationship with, every person that you've befriended, every person that you've been in contact with, you have impacted them at a soul level. Okay. Even though it doesn't look like it in the 3D, there's still a ripple effect that actually impacted them in the spirit realm, in the soul level. And then transformation for them in particular won't happen until later on, but that's, you know, you're already going to be disconnected from them, but that's okay as long as they get better, you know. And so this is definitely something that you're here to do, is that you're here to assist people with realigning themselves to who they really are, to their true nature, which is love, you know. And so that being said, that's why all of this chaos is going on. And so that's why a lot of things are falling away. And that's why a lot of new beginnings are happening for you. Okay. So that's what I have for you.
All right, next we have
Next, we got Elizabeth Juarez
Elizabeth.
for channeling.
So, all right. Oh, nice. Okay. So, Elizabeth, I'm actually, Elizabeth Juarez, nice. 555. So, I'm picking up for you, Elizabeth, that you are middlemaning, and let me not say middlemaning, but like you're extra. I'm not gonna say extra sensitive either, but like the vision I have for you or of you is like helping people understand the voices or guides that are around them. It's almost as if like you have. It's hard for me to say because I don't really resonate fully with the concept like that, but like you're personally making sense of the higher forces and the spirit guides that people connect with. Okay, cool. And it's almost and it's hard for me to say because it's not like you directly um focus. Right. I'm doing my best.
He's
It's not.
channeling. That's why he's like,
It's
air
everything.
signs when they channel, they're like, they got all this information.
Right. And it's everything just to but like yeah, so it's not really so much like you're gonna be like, this is your spirit guide and this is what they're saying, but like in your conversations with people, you'll speak on stuff that they've been hearing, and it's almost as if like their guides are channeling through you. So like getting that objective force makes them take it more seriously. Like, I was just talking about this right now. And it's like, you're in a position to more realistically not only help people tap into their gifts and abilities, but also once again, like help people because indirectly it's going to help people realize, oh, this is an actual like objective connection that I'm connecting with, because it's not just tied to voices too. Visions people see, you'll be speaking on, and for you this is just going to be regular small talk or big talk conversation, but because your energy is more expansive during this period, and it's allowing you to blend stuff maybe like a Piscean energy. It's almost as if the spirit guides are going to jump and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's an open channel, like we need you because we're trying to get through this person. They're not listening, but they're going to listen to you. So it's going to be more so something like that. So hopefully you don't feel overwhelmed, but you're going to very amazingly streamline people. It's and we don't even have to take it as far as guides. We can just say subconscious to conscious. So you're going to be like helping people communicate their subconscious back to them in ways that help them integrate it. And you're kind of like the middle, but it's not specifically middleman. Really
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you went first, because like I had picked up right from the get-go like one thing, but I wasn't sure the direction, but it kind of makes sense after you said that, which is this is like mastering your Aries energy. This is like, stepping into, like in the tarot, it'd be like the Emperor card, where you have kind of like this really strong Aries energy who, instead of just being a purely independent force, is one that boldly delegates or boldly speaks like, here's this information, and being able to do so like with some confidence and being able to use that. It feels essentially like you're put in the position right now to definitely delegate between people, or to definitely talk between people, but to do so with like a lot of confidence. And it requires putting yourself out there, because essentially you can't, kind of be the emperor. Like you can't kind of be, put yourself out there. You essentially have to or not do it. And so it feels like you're going to have a ton of opportunities where other people someone needs to step forward. And it feels like this is kind of your big moment, like in the silence, in the crickets, like you just sort of step forward and you decide that that's going to be you.
Nice. Okay, Elizabeth, let's see. There's like a combination of like different colors in your field. There's blues and there's reds, and so this is definitely in alignment with what both Mike and Jack said. You definitely have a lot of masculine energy moving forward and through you as well. Red usually represents just knowing your path, being kind of like a pioneer type of energy, as well as in my tradition, it represents the god Quetzalcoatl, who was the giver of knowledge to our people, who taught us how things worked, how to grow crops, as well as how to work with medicines. And then blue itself is it's kind of like a combination of masculine and feminine, but it coincides with Archangel Michael. I always have blue with Archangel Michael, and so it's like a protective energy. So a combination of both. It's not like protection in a harsh way, but in a very motherly type of way. And so they're showing you combining these energies together to assist you with assisting other people. Okay, and so whenever you see kind of like anybody in your family, and particularly your loved ones as well, like online, whenever you see someone being unfairly treated, you really do step in and like kind of like you observe first, but then you do steps in if you need to. And so that's where that kind of like a very masculine energy comes from, that very protective, but also compassionate, because you don't do it in a harsh way. You do it in as a matter of fact, like, hey, it would be nicer if you did it this way, type of thing. And so you definitely know how to combine both. And with the work that Mike was saying, with psychic abilities and things like that, you're definitely able to bring that information to assist other people. Like, even if you have to have random people that you message, like, hey, I just thought of you today, or things like that. It's kind of like your psychic abilities are being like they're kind of like pushing you to put yourself out there more and to assist where you need to assist. Okay, and so that's what I'm gathering for you. Very fiery, very air as well. So it's like a combination of both air, fire, and actually water too, because of the compassion, because of the intuition. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. They're saying make sure you work with earth though. Like, make sure you work with all the elements. The earth element is usually connected to like making sure that you feel grounded, making sure that you feel stable, and actually safe in your environment, and you feel like you belong, like you belong where you are at, and so you don't feel like you're an outsider, things like that. So making sure you work with the earth element too, if any of these emotions are going on within you, to balance that out. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Elizabeth.
Beautiful. Next, we have Zanarta. So, Zanarta, we have channeling and 3 cards. So, the channel message that I have for you, Zanarta, has everything to do with you, because very picking up powerfully once again, like the Piscean energy and the Virgoan axis, and making dreams real, and making real sense of the metaphysical, and drawing from the ether's potential, and getting similar to Elizabeth, instead of just more so like balancing unconscious with conscious. This is more so like being a personal genie and sponsoring wishes coming true, but more so intent coming true. First, in the sense where with your conversations with people directly or indirectly, you kind of make sure they're clear on what they want, and so you ask them important questions that make people more insightful, like, why do I want this, or why do I like this? And this could be indirectly, where you're just talking about something related to what someone likes, and you give them a different perspective. So you're preparing people for manifestation. And also, I see you like visibly just pulling stuff out the ethers for people, and that you don't even know. Just like, oh, hey, you have this issue manifesting. Here you go. Bye. Have a nice day. And this could just be like just how strong unconsciously your aura is. And I kind of have that vibe with like in the New Testament, where like in the book of Acts, like the apostles, their shadow is just healing people. So this is like the cause effect relationship that you're coming into greater awareness of, so that it'll give you onus on how you can service people better. So We do have the Nine of Pentacles. Speaking of service, this is you stepping more into independent financial acuity, which is so ironic because this is literally talking about assured material gain. You manifesting them stacks. So like you recently are coming out maybe of like stress or like having insomnia. You're currently awakening to your higher purpose, and this is literally going to assure material gain, status, and reputation. This could also be a divine counterpart who you floss with together and be rich together. So that's also awesome.
I love that. And it feels like you're definitely in a place where everything's about partnership right now, because you have the Lovers card, and it feels like, so definitely you're going to be partner. You brought up that energy of, you know, it was in the book of Acts where it was their shadow was healing people. Was that what you said? The book of Acts? Yeah, so it's definitely like that. That's happening internally right now. It feels like you'll be able to actually start understanding that some of the places that you were judging yourself really don't need to be judged, and actually they're part of your strengths. And also when it comes to other people in your partnerships, it feels like even like divine conversations happening, it's just going to be happening a lot. And it feels like there's part of you that's been in this place of waiting, where you've been almost like not just waiting around doing nothing, but basically with the Seven of Wands, you have to kind of wait around and you have to be open to how things play out instead of trying to control the whole situation and trying to make it look exactly a certain way. You have to allow it to be a little bit more formless than you want it to be. And at the same time, the result of that is the Two of Coins. And so you have, once again, these partnering energies coming together to bring abundance. And so it feels like this is something that's going to, go out into your life. But it feels like, it's funny because as far as what I pick up from you, it just feels like this isn't happening in one particular area of your life. This is literally happening everywhere. It feels like spiritually, physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, everything is starting to come together right now. And it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's going to be able to see what exactly where exactly you're at or what progress that you've made. But this is something really important for you to be the only person who's kind of updating this spreadsheet of your progress. So sort of updating what it is that you actually see yourself doing and remembering that, because I think there's going to be some really good people that will be supportive figures in a way, but it feels like a lot of the divine, speeches and conversations I see happening, they're going to almost be sort of serendipitous. They'll appear and then they'll disappear. And so there's not going to be any point at which there's like this total reliance on another person. Like in this process, this definitely feels like it's very self-reliant, and that there will be still, we're not islands who exist without other people. We're still interdependent, and it's a really positive thing to still be able to receive help from other people. But in a lot of cases, it feels like it's time for you to take some of these actions, and to do so knowing that like you'll have the divine information when you need it. So that's what I pick up for you.
All right. So the first thing I saw was like constellation. So I'm being guided to use my Galactic Heritage deck. But first I'm going to channel this information that I'm receiving. I don't know how connected you are with the Lyran beings, but it feels like there's definitely a link to them as well as to Egypt itself. And it feels like a lot of the mysteries, a lot of like the priesthood there, it's something from like your past, and you're bringing it into this present moment through your intuition, through remembering your dreams, through even like having like this feeling of deja vu, like you've been there before, or you said this before, or you've done this before, things like that. So it's like you're walking in your priestess energy. Like that's what I'm seeing you as, like this high priestess, walking in to the temples of worship and doing, God's work pretty much, like, and so it's definitely healing and manifesting at the same time. And of course, assisting with, I see a lot of crystals. I don't know if you own crystals, but I see like working with the crystal beings or the stone people, as my tradition says. And so knowing exactly how to access the knowledge of the earth or the mother through the stone people, as well as just channeling information and even like clearing your own internal, you know, shadow self and integrating it to this present moment as well. So it's like a lot of past life information coming in, present moment, a lot of just purging as well as integration happening. It's like a given, it's like a flow that's going on. It's like a give and a take. And it's like the universe is like, yep, here it is. You asked for this. Here is the knowledge that you've asked for. And so when I saw the stars, I decided to because they guided me to I decided to pull cards for you. So so you got 3 and it's changed from Andromeda Galaxy. So to me, whenever I see any type of Andromedan being, as well as anyone who is connected to them, I always see like a rainbow bridge. And I also always see like kind of like a connection to ancient wisdom, as well as like an integration or a merger of realities. Okay. And so for you, it's like you're merging this reality with other realities. You're integrating, you're connecting to anything that needs to be healed, as well as you're assisting other people with this. And so I'm not sure if you've ever done healing on someone, but it feels like it's so easy for you to do that. Like you're just easily pinpointing, you know, like what you're seeing it right there, and you're easily able to alchemize it, you know, and transform it into something really beneficial for the person. And then so I pulled the Sirius secrecy. So there's a link to Sirius too. And so that's where the Egyptian energy came in too, with the goddess energy. So a lot of like Isis energy with the secrets, with the mysteries, you know, on healing, you know, as well as just higher knowledge energy coming in. And so the secrecy is being yourself, okay, and revealing who you truly are to the world. And so no more hiding it, no more hiding who you truly are, what you're here to do, and just stepping it forward even more. Like it's kind of like you're going to have a lot more I would say like they're showing kind of like a spotlight, and they're seeing people surrounding you and watching you, and it's a good thing, because you're going to have more of a direct influence, as well as assistance to your audience, whoever it is that you are, you know, connecting with. Okay. And so there seems to be there's going to be like a lot of people who are going to, you know, ask for your assistance in the near future as well. Okay. So why is this happening? Because this is what you're here to do. It's not necessarily saving the world. It's more like, you know, assistance with self-help, you know, like assisting people with like what it is that's really the root cause of their issues and how to heal that, you know. And so it's definitely something that you're here to do, is assist in our saving, a collective saving, you know, our collective evolution. And so again, it's not the whole like romanticized knight shining armor thing. No, it's more like, all right, we're assisting you with I'm helping you with your healing, but the healing needs to be done by you, type of thing. Okay. And so this is what you know, I was being shown about that. And then it's definitely something that has you wanting to put yourself out there even more, because you're just much more clear about your mission now. So that's what I have for you.
All right. And next we've got Kira, 3 card.
Boom.
Oh,
So
yay, black cat.
Kira, also known as L.
Oh.
No, that's not right. Kira.
Reverse, but
L, right.
But speaking of which, we have the High Priestess first. And the High Priestess is about, you know, these two opposite forces coming together, the conscious and the subconscious. You've got the dark and the light coming together. And there's this sacred partnership, and that's how intuition is able to flow through our lives. And you're able to do magic, which is basically being able to not just learn things, but to also listen to what it is you genuinely feel about them, and to tap into those primal senses that you have, your primal ability to feel and see the true world that's around you, not just the world that you've been taught is there. And then again, it's got this another Piscean energy, Two of Cups. We've got the Two of Cups energy here, which suggests that there's this emotional partnership for you to do, not only with your thoughts, but an emotional partnership with your own intuitive sensations and validating them emotionally, being able to actually listen to what they are. And it's funny because what all of your intuition is pointing towards is towards, you know, taking some scissors towards toxicity in your life. Essentially, it's like, you know, with the Seven of Swords, you have to start removing toxicity before it starts to infiltrate the rest of your life. Or, you know, you have to remove or take account for a single white lie before it starts to infect all the rest of what's going on in your life. Because it doesn't seem like deception is really that dangerous, but will start to slowly spread or require more justifications or require omitting more things while you're taking action. So just allow yourself to like bring everything forward. And a lot of times with Seven of Swords, it's going to be external. It's going to be other people in your life. But, you know, for anything that's you involved, definitely be ready to cut that out. And as far as other people, being able to walk off in a different direction than them might seem like it's terrifying, but it's actually, it's like what will free you, and it's what will keep you free.
Awesome. So, Kira, we got Temperance, which is not only speaking of balance, but you're going to be taking elements out of your lifestyle that no longer serve you and replacing it with other elements that serve you expeditiously. And then we also have recent transformation. You're coming through with the Death card, recent endings, and you're stepping into the Magician and the Two of Pentacles, which I think is profound because this is like the temperance balance. So you're ending certain things. The Magician is utilizing your talents, but I think the Magician is like transforming into your magic mode, and then the Two of Pentacles is you using your magical abilities to like, which is cool because Two of Pentacles in the future is trusting your instincts to play with your money. Okay, so definitely powerful, definitely really cool, and yeah, should be awesome moving forward.
All right, Kira. So I got sevens for you too. The Seven of Wands and then the Seven of Pentacles. So similar to what Jack said about your having to really see like you've already observed like personality types and the people that you get along with, people that you trust, the people that you don't trust. But it's time for you like to really step it up and stand up for what you believe in and not let anybody tell you you know that you're wrong or your belief system is false, things like that. It feels like it's definitely having the confidence to claim your power back. And then it also feels like because of the Pentacles that investing your time in like people, especially the right people, is really important. Okay, because when you're reviewing like it feels like if there's an argument that happens or a disagreement, you tend to like analyze it later on, and you tend to think of like, oh man, I should have said this, or oh man, I should have done that, right? But they're saying, you know, instead of reviewing it in that way of should have, would have, or you know, could have, you should definitely review it in the positive way of like, all right, I stood my ground, I wasn't mean, you know, I held my temper, you know, and I was compassionate, you know, things like that. So focus on the positive, you know, that happens during arguments or during discussions or disagreements instead of focusing on what you could have done better, you know. And so it feels like your next the next partnerships with people especially definitely have to or will progress in the way that you wish them to progress, because they're kind of like putting back the control in your you know, like in your hands. And so you got the Queen of Michael, which is the Queen of Swords, so it's like you're rational, you're intellectual, you know exactly what to say, and so that you can, you know, tell people with integrity, like, hey, you know, this isn't right, and my beliefs are my beliefs, you know, and you can't really tell me what to do, you know. So it's definitely, I feel like a very Libra energy, but I also feel like that Gemini, like, like I'm gonna fucking do what I want at the same time. But you're putting your foot down, you know, you're putting your foot down and you're letting them know, hey, I am compassionate, but don't mess with me, okay? And so that's what I see for you, Kira.
So next we got moon vibes. So moon vibes, well, first of all, let me tune into you. Because right off the bat, I was gonna say, true to your name, you're tapping into the moon, but ironically, you're changing your connection now to bring in more solar energy. But let me tune in first. Oh, okay. The message came instantly to me, so my eyes were drawn to the selenite wand, and so you may already be doing this, but you want to step up your crystal game, or your crystal game stepped up, and you want to kind of like utilize what you can with these crystals. It's like you've already mastered your abilities, so it's like you're a walking crystal, and now you're just going to, there's like specific crystals you can work with, and also it would be worth it to know what crystals work with other people, because this is going to like exponentially multiply your power in working with people and working with crystals. So I'm having the vision of you channeling what you channel, especially, and in fact, this is now leading me to now push or encourage you to get into healing, whether it's Reiki healing, whether it's like Lemurian healing. You wanna, I'm just seeing you like amplify your healing vibrations with crystals to produce miraculous effect.
That's funny. Yeah, I was picking up kind of like this Taurus-y energy, where the Taurus spiritual energy specifically being like crystals, candles, incense, all these different things essentially that are physical objects, but you know, running magic through them, or letting them sort of augment your magic helps you, you know, produce something even stronger. And it feels like it's definitely time for that. It definitely feels like it's time for this exploration, because something is like knocking at your door, you know, like as far as like your psychic gifts are concerned, as far as the way that you use your energy, it feels like something is definitely trying to get out, and it feels like now's the time to start exploring that. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to manifest in the fall, but by winter, it feels like you're already going to be really comfortable with some new pursuit that you've been studying that will start this summer. So I'm interested to see how that ends up playing out.
All right, so what I'm seeing is purple, as well as like kind of like golden energy. So I think that's what Mike was picking up. It's like that sun energy. Gold always, to me, color always represents like the sun or Christ consciousness. And then of course purple or violet represents freedom as well as alchemy. And so for you, what I'm being told is that there seems to be a need for you to transform things in your life, you know, even environmentally speaking, like possibly moving. I'm not sure if you're planning to move or you just moved, or even like getting into something new, something that has a different flow of energy, and so that you can finally feel like you are progressing in a way. I mean, you're always progressing. Like that's something that us as humans, we think if we're not doing something, we're stuck or something like that, right? But it feels like you're progressing. Okay, it feels like even though you don't feel it, it's happening. Okay, and so changes, transformations, things like that are definitely happening. You're definitely feeling the shift pretty much, and you're ready for it. Like you're kind of like moving forward towards this shift, and allowing yourself to go through the phases of the transformation. It's rough, you know, it's rough to allow yourself to just flow, but you're definitely doing it like one step at a time. Taking baby steps is good as long as you take them, and not like it does feel like you're definitely being pushed towards it though. Like you're kind of like, okay, I know I need to work on this type of energy or work with this energy, and it is happening. Okay, it is happening. There is no rushing, of course. Take your time, but it's definitely being like the universe is calling to you, like, hey, come on, come along with us. Like, come along and see your highest potential, you know, your potential for change as well as transformation, and to assist others in doing so at the same time. With crystals, what I'm gathering is definitely a link to Atlantis. Like, I'm gathering a link to like possibly you working with you know, like the Atlantean energy or Lemurian energy, things like that. And so crystal healing is something that came from there. And so maybe you are interested in this or you're already working with that, but it is definitely something that is in alignment with you and the way that you perceive energy and healing. Okay. And so that's what I have for you.
Sweet. So next we got Tatiana.
We do.
All right, Tatiana.
And
Let's
the
see.
first card that we have for no, I'm just joking. It's you. It's your Jen.
Yay! Now you're
Why do I fall for this?
Congratulations!
I feel like April Fool's Day. Like I know, like I expect it, and it still
Like, it
happens
doesn't matter how
every
many
time.
times I do it. You're just
It's like new every time. Like, oh my god. Okay, Tatiana. We have the King of Wands. This is the this is the very passionate king, the strongest king. Intuitively, I got that this is actually someone you may be dealing with, maybe a potential lover, but this could also represent you. Oh, nice. And we're seeing the page and the king here. So this could represent someone who is going to harness your passion, maybe initial passion at a higher level. But I'm going to, okay, this is interesting. I was going to say that this perhaps could pertain to just a level of passion, but it looks like it might be tied to a romantic partner or someone you may get to know, because we do have the 10 and 4 of cups together, but leading into the 10 of swords could either be betrayal, but I see this as sacrifice. So it's like you establish this, and mind you, this could really just be career success and boldness, right? That's leading you here. So it's like you manifested this, but in order to maintain this, you're gonna have to sacrifice something so that it doesn't get in the way of what you've connected with. And this might be a connection with a friend or a relationship that may get in the way with your connection with another relationship. So I hope that is accurate for you, because that is very interesting.
Yeah, what I got is 7 of Cups, which to me is like the feeling I'm getting from it is that you're going to make a whole lot of new friends and connections, really passionate, really deep, all within a really short amount of time. Feels like this is what's coming up for you. But what's interesting is then you cross the judgment door. And so after gaining all these new people in your life, all this, you know, good energy, right after judgment, you then move into the 7 of Swords, which to me represents that, ironically, sometimes you really start talking to someone for about a month, and then you realize that there's more camaraderie or allegiance there than someone you've been like that you've known for like 15 years. And so when this happens, like, let yourself admit that it's happened. Let this understanding start to reach your mind that, you know, there is this person who really wants to be here, and there's a genuine feeling. And 7 of Cups oftentimes is really chaotic, but it can be an example of how you want things to feel, because some of us want our relationships or even our friendships to be really intense and to be really, you know, strong and powerful, and to not have, you know, basically just pleasantries that keep it all together, or acquaintances or any of that kind of energy, like genuine energy that's like emotional and can go, you know, into scorpionic places and can go to all kinds of craziness, where you can basically, though, reveal the real truth to them and they can reveal the real truth to you. So that's what I feel for you.
All right, so I got the 3 of Cups for you, and this is like working with other people. It's pretty much like it's just kind of like exploring your community, or it's not directly like, it could be physical, but it's kind of like internet community, and making friends and things like that. It feels like the connections to people that are like really intense are usually like online, and then like when you're physically with someone, it's kind of like it's not that intense. So it does ring true to what Jackson Mike said about your relationships, is that there are some that are like definitely soulmates, and then there's some that are just like passerbys, you know, there's somebody just passing through. But of course there's always lessons to be learned in each, you know, relationship, in each friendship, in each acquaintance and things like that. But also there seems to be a reason for you to feel, you know, happy, because it often feels like you have like this loneliness or this sense of like, maybe I'm just alone here. And so when you do meet people who are like kindred spirits like you, that's where that connection, that deep understanding comes from. Okay. And so this is something that you've found that it's usually online, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I always have like deep connections with people online too. So the next one is the Nine of Gabriel, which is the equivalent of the Nine of Swords. And so this is all about movement forward, staying true to your ideals as well as your vision. All right. And being prepared for anything that might try to, or might change the direction of, or the trajectory of that energy, making sure that nothing gets in the way, as well as making sure that you are determined to succeed, to move forward with this vision, and not letting anyone else deter you from it. It feels like seems to be a pooling of energy where you're trying to move forward or trying to refocus, but there seems to be people or you know, others distracting you from this. And at this time, you know, your guides are like, just stay, you know, keep your eye on the prize, stay focused. It's okay if you veer off here and there. You know, there's always something to be learned, but also don't forget about why you're here. You know, don't forget about what your purpose is, your goals are. Okay. And so the last one I got for you is the 10 of Raphael, which is the equivalent of 10 of Cups. And this is pretty much the ultimate goal for you. Like, it's just to finally have that love and that blissful life that you've desired for a very long time. And, you know, making something like this happen, it's going to happen through your relationships that are harmonious with other people. And you'll finally have your, you know, like your goals, your needs and your goals met, as well as your happily ever after. Okay. So that's what I have for you.
Next we have Melanie, Melanin Madre, Mama Melanin. All right, perfect. First card that we have
is the Seven of Wands, and thanks so much for opening that up for me.
Set you up, man. It's
the Seven of Wands is saying that you're in this place right now where you're doing, you know, basically you're doing a lot of work towards a goal. And it's usually, it feels like, you know, with Seven of Wands, it represents, it's going to be our career goals or life path. You basically have to move forward though without all the information. And so this of course is incredibly stressful. Being able to move forward in this also, you know, it's something where you not only want the key information, but it feels like it's almost irresponsible not to have it. But the reality is there's a level of faith in yourself that you need to have in order to make this card, you know, work for you, or to make this energy work with you, which is understanding that you have what it takes to do this. Now, once you have that realization about yourself, then the sun is like, there you go. It will basically bring forward all of this energy. And it's going to show you the external truth and all of the things in the external that you need to know, the missing information, the people that need to be involved, the conversations still needing to be had. And so it feels like essentially Seven of Wands is kind of like this test of faith. And if you do it, if you actually believe in yourself during that time, that's what will open you up to all these new opportunities. And then of course, it brings you into a really powerful energy. It brings you into Ace of Coins. And so you apparently have this, you know, $1 million idea. It's going to be, you know, whether it's just a type of career you can get into, or whether it's, you know, a project or an innovation idea that you have. Ace of Coins suggests that if you take this raw material and you do something with it, that this will be, you know, eventually like the greatest energy you could possibly have. It'll be like fulfillment. You know, it'd be not only the financial riches, but also having achieved the goal that you've wanted in this lifetime. So it's like mastering the earth.
Nice. And it's actually
Like,
Oh, I was waiting to see if Ari had one picked out too.
no, I was just like, I'm gonna wait for Mike. I wouldn't do that to my little Gemini.
I'm doing that for
Unlike
him.
Libras, you know.
I was doing that for him. To make him stronger, to make him faster.
Yes, this is definitely sharper than me. So appreciate it.
I'm not doing it to you.
He will
I'm
never
doing it
let
for
his
you.
guard down again while doing two.
Yo, ever. Okay, so I'm glad Jack said master your earth, because we have that as an underlying theme with the Knight of Pentacles or the Prince of Pentacles, stabilizing your finances, and also being a reliable, dependable friend. So this could be you coming into that wisdom as well. But you'll find that the more productivity and practical attitude you take to approach towards this will do more to help a whole lot with everything you're accomplishing, and also stabilizing your material resources, which is important because we have you coming from the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So it's like recent losses, alienation, a feeling of lack. You've been lamenting for a bit, maybe over what may not have gone right, or how you want to change your situation. And this is what's leading into a new chapter in the beginning. However, I'm starting to believe that this is actually someone who, because if we put this in the terms of the Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight of Pentacles could be you, and you could be meeting someone who's starting a new chapter who might have had some baggage. So I want to maintain that this is two different people, but this could also be you stepping into a whole new cycle, especially with this Uranus square. So it's definitely a good message that whatever current negativity that's around you is about to just switch into like reset button, like a reboot, which is awesome.
All right, so I got the Three of Wands for you, and I feel like you're gonna start, or you're actually stepping into some plans that you've already had, and it's kind of like you're seeing them manifest before you. You've been working on certain projects, and you finally see them just, bam, they're there, they're working out like they're supposed to. So also it's like remaining optimistic and positive about these things if they haven't manifested yet. It's like making sure that you understand that through your positivity, through your optimism, through your belief in self, that's how you are able to transform things in your life. You know, you are the author of your story, and also you have the ability to manifest instantly if you desire, like how, you know, Mike pulled the Earth card, you know, that you're definitely gonna manifest something like money or some type of like abundance soon, you know, and it feels like that is due to that positive mindset that you have been projecting into these ideas, these projects, and finally orchestrating them and doing them, and then finally seeing, you know, the fruits of your labor coming. The one thing that you did get was the Tower card. I don't like how it says change your life. That's like that's yelling at you, change your life. But the Tower card can be good, you know, because you are finally being kind of like, the universe is kind of like, hey, remember that person we told you about that was no good? Well, guess what? now the situation is here in front of you, and now what are you going to do? Okay. And or remember that idea you had that you knew wasn't going to work out, or that influence that was, you know, or you had this negative influence like person around you. Well, here it is. It just got revealed to you. So what are you going to do with this information, you know? And so that's what it is. It's like a kind of like a blessing in disguise, you know, and it's definitely giving you this opportunity to choose, you know, yourself over anything else. Choose your wants and your needs, choose, you know, your future and the way that you want to create your life over anybody else's. Okay. And that's why we have the sun at the end. Okay. The sun at the end of this, because this is your, you know, like, congratulations, you worked it out. You know, like, life is beautiful, life is wonderful for you. You're thriving, you're empowered, and your positive thinking has gotten you this far, you know. And so that's what I have for you.
Nice.
You're writing a book. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Finally, we have Adam. We have the Two of Cups.
Yes, we do.
We have the Two of Cups underlying theme. We're just definitely talking about not only gotta be quicker than that, Jack. Not only a relationship.
He was reading something. He was distracted. He was like,
right. I was like, this is my chance.
I feel like I'm gonna ruin this moment. I literally was gonna play this game where you were gonna pull up your deck, and then I was gonna be like, "No, go ahead," and there was no trick. But now you like did it first, so like it was all ruined. So I just was gonna keep it. So yeah.
Well, boom. Just in case, you know, I had to stay sharp.
Yeah, you got me.
But yeah, so we have the Two of Cups as underlying theme, and then the star here means that there's a mutual recognition. And this could even be a theme in partnerships where the people who you're with, they see you, you see them. But this seems to be specific to either a new partnership that's developing, which I think is new, or one that is existing. So we do see the Fool card, and this makes me think this is part of a new cycle. And then we have the Hierophant, which is a marriage card, but is also going to speak of the more so new philosophies and coming into a greater by the book mentality to structure your current spiritual understanding, especially as it pertains to this relationship, this mutual bond. By the way, this is Venus in Cancer. And so this is going to happen this week. Venus is coming in Cancer this week. And I feel like it could be with this Queen of Wands individual who may also be, I think this is the Queen of Wands. So this Queen of Wands may be someone new to your life who isn't looking for anything long-term, but definitely has long-term potential, which is more so speaking. It's not like she's not looking for something long-term, but it's like a new energy. And the Hierophant may mean that she's an expert or a teacher or works in an official, or maybe she could be a model, but it's like an industry model or someone who's like very well-versed or well-knowledgeable about what she does. So I see this as qualities of this Queen of Wands who's going to recognize you, which is amazing.
all right, so what I got for you.
Yeah, I knew it. I could feel you bouncing up and down. Okay.
Yeah. That's awesome.
No, it has to be you next.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
thanks. All right, so I got the Seven of Gabriel, which is the equivalent of the Seven of Wands. So it's definitely about reclaiming your power again, making sure that you just let people know, hey, you know, like these are my intentions, especially with romantic affiliations. Like, this is my intention. I'm not here to mess around, or maybe you are here to mess around, you know, like whatever you desire, you know, just being truthful, you know, and just knowing that it's like a lot of people get this idea of like how relationships should work, and to you it's kind of like, no, it's just like, go with it, you know, like let's just feel it out, let's just see where this goes, you know. And so it doesn't really have to be labeled if you're not comfortable with that, you know, things like that. It's like kind of like a Libra-ish energy. Like that's how it feels, like a Libra-ish energy with both of speaking up with and telling people what you really desire, and also, you know, expressing yourself in the way that you flow when it comes to love and relationships. Okay, and it's like you got the star, so it's kind of like your wishes are coming through. And if you do believe in this you know, happily ever after, or this beautiful like, you know, romantic happy ending, things like that, or even in like anything else that might be something that you want or you've been wishing for, you're definitely gonna have that, you know, manifest itself instantly. And it is funny because Mike pulled the Queen of Wands, but I pulled the Queen of Pentacles. So it's going to be with someone who's like similar to the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so with the Queen of Wands, you could have fun, you know, and maybe it's a combination of both energies that she has, you know, like, you don't know, like maybe she's going to be really fun and exciting, and then potential to be the Queen of Pentacles eventually, you know, or settling down, marriage, children, you know, success, abundance, things like that. So it feels like there's definitely like this flow that you just have to allow yourself to go through, especially with relationships with other people. Just let yourself, you know, feel things out, have fun, you know, and then again, at the end, when you're ready, you can have that, like, you know, to settle down or whatever. There's
Makes sense
Libra,
with the hierarchy.
very Libra energy, I'm feeling very Libra.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's funny because that's what my last card is. So I've got 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands, and King of Swords. And so basically it's like an epic set of instructions. It's like, first of all, aim to the highest degree, aim for what you really can, and for any goals that you actually deserve to take on. Don't aim so low. 9 of Wands is then saying, like, also be very clear about what it is you're aiming for. Like, don't that part can't be nebulous. And if you really believe in what you're fighting for, what you're going to battle for, then you never have to convince yourself of it or other people. Like, you know, if you don't really believe it, you might have to tell yourself over and over again to try and believe it. But if this is something you really want, then like you just know it deep down. And then the King of Swords says, and then devise your plan, and like figure out exactly what you need to do in order to make that happen. And it's funny, it's the king card. So this is you becoming the king, and then we've got the 2 queens energies. So apparently it's going to be queens running around everywhere.
Right. Sam, I would say it depends. Like, I would say, because we have dual energy within us, like all of us do. We have both divine masculine and feminine. So it could be that I always, when I do readings for women and they ask for like you know, reading for their love life, if they're, you know, trying to talk about their divine masculine, sometimes I pull the Queen of Cups, or, you know, things like that, meaning that they're highly intuitive, meaning they're very in tune to their feminine side, you know. So it really just depends on your energy and how you interpret the energy as well.
Awesome, y'all. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This is really, really awesome. Definitely longer than expected, which is good. And yeah, this is for our final divine trine. This is we went out with a bang.
You did.
Right.
You beat me, Michael.
Finally, even though
Michael won like a high majority of those draws.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yes, we're gonna forget the other ones that Jack.
I already forgot all about it.
Those don't even count anyway. So
why would they?
Well, y'all stay blessed as always, YouTube family. Thank you guys for joining. This won't be the last you see of us, and you know, quarantine may have delayed it, but that retreat is coming. All right, whenever we can get it. So thank you guys once again. Stay tuned for the drama that will be this week, but I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. You guys, love you guys.
See you later.
Thank you guys so much.